Hello everybody, as said, my name is Kirsten Isensee and I'm working for the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, and there in the Ocean Science section. Today I want to present you some information on how sustainable development goals, how they actually need data and information to achieve those targets within the sustainable development goals. The 2030 agenda comprises 17 goals, and within those 17 goals, goal 14 focusing on the ocean and on the to conserve and sustainable use the ocean resources. For that, IOC as a body actually targets, of course, mostly the goal 14 with the ocean-related matters, but as well contributes with its work to 13 of those 17 goals, like, for example, gender equality, what we also do with the ocean teacher courses, with our capacity building, really enforcing women in their capacity to contribute to ocean science, but also in creating new partnerships, like, for example, with Goal 17. Going into detail for the goal on the ocean, SDG 14, it comprises 10 targets in total, and the first 7 really address issues of environmental stresses, how sustainable or unsustainable use of the ocean is affecting ocean resources. And the 3 others focus more on enhancing capacity and knowledge, on support small-scale fisheries, and to support as well the international law of the sea. Of those 10 targets, to measure them, to measure how they are achieved and so on, we will need data and information. And for each of those targets, this data flow is actually different. We have 2 where IOC supports other agencies who are responsible for that target in the data collection and in the development of the related indicator, and 2 where we are the so-called custodian agency. All of those goals and targets within that goal have different deliverables and also when they have to be achieved. And you see quite a few will need to be achieved next year, which doesn't seem to be happening, unfortunately. So, but what does it mean we are custodian of that target? It actually means that we are responsible to develop internationally agreed standards to coordinate the indicator development and support the increased adoption among countries. It also means that we have to collect the data from the respective countries and that we have to increase their capacity to do so. This graphic comprises a little bit this whole flow from the 2030 agenda, from the goal 14, the different targets, the related indicator which serves as a proxy measuring the success or the development made in that target, and for that indicator then the methodology related to that, the national reporting, and how we collect the data and then feed it back to the UN, back to New York. And especially where we have those question marks, that is where the custodian agency comes into play, where it has to act. And so this means really on the data, setting the standards, collecting the data, analyzing the data, and giving those data back. all those indicators for the different targets, so this proxy we have, are categorized in tier levels. And this from tier 1 means this is all clear, it's already collected, and we are ready to go, and we already have the information. Unfortunately, I think they're just, it was in the previous slide 2 or 3, which are at that stage. Most of the targets are now at tier 2, means there is a methodology, but still this whole collection process is not in place or not done that regularly. And for the 2 targets we are the custodian for, we are at this stage now, and it just happened now in November 2018 for the target on ocean acidification, and the year before for 14.A for the one on scientific capacities. Yes. Tier 3 means nothing exists, more or less. We don't have a methodology, we don't have a way of collecting data, we don't know what to do about, and unfortunately there are several goals which are supposed to be achieved, or targets which are supposed to be achieved next year, which are at that status. Means we actually don't know where we are in terms of pollution. But let's go to those 2 targets we are custodian agency for. The 14.A is, as I said, to increase scientific knowledge, develop research capacity, and transfer of marine technology. So that's what we are trying to observe. And with the help of the Global Ocean Science Report embedded in that, we collect the information for that target. And before the Global Ocean Science Report, there was actually no global mechanism to assess and report on the level of human capacity, technology, investment, and the needs of nations in ocean and coastal science observations and services. We have that now with the Global Ocean Science Report published in 2017, and the next one will be published in 2020. This is a tool for the SDG on the ocean to optimize the sustainable use of marine resources with regards especially to the needs of developing countries, including capacity building and transfer of knowledge and technology. Within that whole process of collecting data and reporting data of the 2nd edition of the Global Ocean Science Report, we are now also building a Global Ocean Science Report data portal, and this is with the help of IODE, and we also facilitated the input by member states with an online questionnaire compared to last time where it was all in paper form. Each chapter will, in the upcoming edition as well, start with 5 key messages, which will be directly related to the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. It will also include some regional assessments and some case studies where we have some very specific information. It will highlight why countries conduct and why they should enforce support ocean science. And there's some new focus areas, especially I want to highlight the focus on capacity development. As said, this questionnaire is now online. The map on the left shows the countries which contributed last time, and even though it seems that there are a lot of gray areas, still we covered more than 80% of the scientific output, which is actually not good that just so few countries do that much work, but still we covered quite a we covered the basis. However, we hope that the following edition will cover many more countries, especially in Africa, Southern America, and as well in Southwest Asia. So, as said, the target has this indicator, and we developed the indicator, and the indicator for 14.A was the investment in ocean science. For the other indicator we are custodian for is for ocean acidification, and there the target is minimize and address the impacts of ocean acidification, including through enhanced scientific cooperation at all levels. The indicator itself is much more reduced and focuses on the chemical aspects, average marine acidity, measured at an agreed suite of representative sampling stations. And so far there was no methodology out there until last year. There are a lot of SOPs out there, how people can conduct science, but there was no agreed methodology among countries how to do it really, which guidelines to follow, and how to actually collect those data, what kind of quality, and so on. So, but again, we go to this step, how do we collect this information? And so in order to see, are we actually able to get this kind of information from the National Oceanographic Data Centers and associated data units, we did a survey to all those centers to find out who's actually serving this data. And only the dark green ones, in theory, have those kind of data, or for data, for parameters of the carbonate system, and a lot don't have anything, a lot didn't respond, and a lot don't even have National Oceanographic Data Centers. Means they can't actually, via this official process, contribute to the to collecting that data. So we needed to include that in our methodology as well. And the methodology provides definitions and units. It provides a rationale for inclusion, the how to compute it, how to actually sample for ocean acidification. It also provides overview about standard operating procedures, what kind of data quality, and also best practices. And as said again, it includes some information on data sources, the collection process, the data visualization, and quality control mechanisms. But this is not only, the methodology is not only one piece of paper. It includes actually a metadata file, it includes a data file, it will include a data portal, and it also will include some trainings and workshops, how to use it, how to actually implement that methodology at the national level. And this just gives an example on how these data will hopefully look like when we have a lot of years of measurements, but those are the ideal stations which already collect data for more than 30 years. So in the end, it's that those show two examples that we actually need those ocean data from very different resources. They are also very different in itself. The one is just like investment in ocean science. The other are like scientific measurements. So we will need new data portals visualizing those ocean acidification and global ocean science report data. We need those new data portals to facilitate and ensure the quality control and also the quality assessment. Those new data portals will also enable the use of collected data, not only for the 2030 agenda, but for other purposes, for national strategies, for regional strategies, for scientists to collaborate. Those new data portals will be, of course, featured in IODE. Those new features of the 2030 agenda will as well provide background and baseline data for the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and new training courses within for the Global Ocean Science Report, for ocean acidification in particular will also allow countries to use those data portals to conduct the science and to make use of the data. In the future, we hope that really visualization and interactivity will facilitate the utilization of those new features and also the possibilities it actually gives, that you can connect with scientists from all over the world doing the same science, or that you can do a proper investment in your ocean science because you actually know what the needs are and what you already have. This can also be a start to actually have other UN agencies who are still in Tier 3 to maybe contribute their data as well to these kind of data portals. And hopefully that is just a start to really get the data reporting for the 2030 agenda for SDG 14, even though there are 10 targets, but maybe a little bit more coordinated and a little bit more aligned. Thank you very much.